Online classes will continue at City College and around the San Diego Community College District. Find out when it will end.
And Olympic officials have decided the fate of the 2020 Summer Games in Japan. We'll have the latest in sports.
And a major award ceremony is on hold due to the coronavirus crisis. Find out which statue will stay on the shelf. We have more in entertainment.
And how long do we have to wait for warmer temperatures outside? We do have that answer for you and weather. I'm Jesus Lopez. Newscene starts now.
Welcome to another special edition of Newscene. The entire team continues to work remotely with students bringing you the latest from 3 countries. But our commitment to deliver the news of the week remains as strong as ever.
Thanks, Susana. We start tonight with the death toll rising as coronavirus continues to spread. The U.S. now has more reported cases than any other country in the world, including China and Italy. Nationwide, over 80,000 COVID-19 cases have been reported, and over 1,000 people have died. In California, the number of cases doubles every 3 to 4 days.
As I was coming here, I saw that nearly 1,000 deaths in the United States, 900 yesterday, so I don't know what the number is today, but they're saying nearly 1,000 deaths in our country. Tens of thousands of people. We have tens of thousands of cases. This is a pandemic that we haven't even seen for over 100 years.
In San Diego, a third person has died from the coronavirus, and more than 340 people have tested positive.
And after intense back and forth negotiations, the Senate has made history. A $2 trillion stimulus package designed to boost the nation's struggling economy has been passed. Senators from both sides of the aisle supported the legislation, which is the largest ever passed in U.S. history.
To save American individuals, small businesses, large businesses, and to provide considerable funding for the healthcare workers and the scientists and the doctors and others who are trying to solve this pandemic.
Some details still have to be worked out, but this is what we know as of now. $350 billion is earmarked for small business loans. Another $250 billion is expected to go toward unemployment benefits. The goal is to get money into the hands of the American people who need it.
And the USNS Mercy has arrived in Los Angeles from San Diego. The Navy hospital ship will be supporting relief efforts of LA area medical centers. Personnel on board will be focused on treating non-COVID-19 patient referrals. This will free up ICU beds at local hospitals combating the virus. Over 900 staffers will provide a range of medical assistance, including non-emergency care and surgeries. And businesses here and all over California are joining the effort to get hospitals the supplies they need. Vicky Pineda has the latest.
Thank you, Susana and Jesus. As local hospitals fight the coronavirus, supplies for personal protection equipment is getting low. Doctors, nurses, and other hospital staff are getting help from some quick-thinking local companies. ResMed is best known for making sleep apnea machines. It has started producing ventilators for hospitals and home use. ResMed plans to double or even triple production of hospital ventilators. ResMed Chief Executive Michael Farrell says some of its production lines in Singapore and Australia have switched over. Other companies like Ford and GM are also looking for ways to use their factories to build ventilators. Another company called Bloom Energy was one of the first to step up and make a deal with the governor, Gavin Newsom. The Sunnyvale, California company is a leader in alternative energy and normally makes fuel cell power generators. The company is trying to refurbish that may be sitting in storage at hospitals and other companies. And tech giant Apple has been working to collect supplies for healthcare workers. CEO Tim Cook announced this week on Twitter that they were able to source masks for the U.S.
Tell you this morning that Apple has sourced, procured, and is donating 10 million masks to the medical community in the United States. These people deserve our debt of gratitude for all of the work that they're doing on the front lines.
Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg said in a statement that his company is donating its emergency reserve of 720,000 masks. Those were purchased during the recent wildfires in California. Zuckerberg also said the company is working on sourcing millions more to donate. Reporting for Newscene, I'm Vicky Pineda.
Thanks, Vicky. It's great to see those businesses supporting our dedicated healthcare workers. And everyone may be staying home, but San Diego County is relying on hotels and event centers for people who don't have other options. County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher announced efforts to help people without homes practice social distancing. Vacant hotels and motels, as well as the convention center and Golden Hall, are being used to serve homeless families and individuals with underlying health conditions.
And students in the San Diego Unified School District may not be headed back to school, but they will soon be going back to class. Students in the state's second largest school district will begin taking classes fully online next month. The transition for students in grades K through 12 will begin early April and is expected to be 90% complete by April 27th. There's no word on when physical school sites will open again. And additional school updates about coronaviruses can be found online at SanDiegoUnified.org.
And classes at City College and the rest of San Diego Community College District will continue online for the remainder of the spring and summer semesters. The decision shared yesterday impacts 60,000 students. The district's facilities remain closed, and all other events have been canceled. But there is still no word on the status of commencement ceremonies. Campuses have been closed to students since March 16th.
Even the Olympics are not immune to COVID-19. Officials have an update on the 2020 Summer Games. Noel, can you tell us more about it?
We start with heartbreaking news about the Olympics. The 2020 Summer Games in Japan have been postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
On Tuesday, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe confirmed the inevitable news. The postponement comes days after the Olympic flame made its way from Greece to Japan. The flame was welcomed by a small group of officials to keep the whole situation safe. Even before the announcement, countries like Canada already had pulled its athletes from the Summer Games. Many athletes have taken to social media from all over the world to show their support of the Games being postponed. Two-time French judo champion Teddy Riner said, "We have a bigger fight to win," in reference to the COVID-19 pandemic. British Olympic diver Tom Daley said that his body will feel the extra year, but it's well worth the wait to keep people safe. American gold medalist Lolo Jones also reacted to the postponement, but in a different way. On Tuesday, she posted a video on Twitter of her filling a bowl full of candy with the caption, "Finally, the Olympics officially postponed for a year. No box of Wheaties for me today. #Breakfast of Champions." There is no set date yet to when the Olympics will happen, but International Olympic Committee members say they are considering pushing it out to the summer of 2021.
In basketball news, the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers is purchasing the Forum in Inglewood.
On Tuesday, it was reported that Steve Ballmer will be purchasing the building from the Madison Square Garden Company for $400 million in cash. The new space will still be used as a music venue, but it would also be the home for the Clippers franchise.
And finally tonight, NFL fans are not happy about the new unveiling of the logos for the Los Angeles Rams and Chargers.
On Monday, the Rams released their new logo for the upcoming season. Fans took to Twitter to criticize the design, saying it too closely resembled the Chargers. To clap back to the fans, the Chargers released their new logo for the season. The differences are very subtle. You can bet there will be plenty more back and forth online. That's all I have for sports. Back to you.
Thanks, Noel. And the COVID-19 pandemic continues to affect restaurants here in San Diego. According to one local trade association, many small businesses won't survive more than a month due to shrinking profits. About 60% of restaurants have closed entirely during the pandemic, and this has affected thousands of local workers.
We need to support our local restaurants. And with shortages in local stores, including pet food, the San Diego Humane Society is doing its part to help. The nonprofit will distribute 70,000 pounds of food and supplies to local pet owners. Food will be available at the Humane Society 3 campuses in San Diego, Escondido, and Oceanside. You can pick it up daily from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. For more information, visit sdhumane.org.
Social isolation is taking its toll on everyone, but celebs like Courtney Cox and her daughter are keeping us entertained. Bernice has more.
Thanks, Jesus and Susie. With everyone trying to stay away from catching the coronavirus, one royal across the pond has tested positive. On Wednesday, Prince Charles's office announced that he has caught the coronavirus. Reports say the 71-year-old is only showing mild symptoms and is in good health. Still, the prince is away from the rest of the royal family and is self-isolating in Scotland. Moving on to more coronavirus news, the 74th annual Tony Awards has been postponed. The originally scheduled date of June 7th is pushed back to May or June, but it certainly won't open until Broadway's doors open back up. This comes as the COVID-19 pandemic caused the shutdowns of all Broadway theaters until April 12th. And even though Broadway might be shut down, one of the Friends stars is there for you for a theatrical performance. Former Friends star Courtney Cox and her daughter Coco recorded a cover of the Hamilton song Burn. Cox is playing the piano while her daughter was singing by her side. You can find more covers of her on Instagram singing with her daughter and playing the piano. And from one sitcom actor to a comedic one, Kevin Hart and his wife Eniko Parrish are expecting their second child together. The couple both shared the news via Instagram, showing off Parrish's baby bump. Let's not forget, Kevin Hart already has 2 older children, his 15-year-old daughter Haven and his 12-year-old son Hendrix. And now with their 2-year-old son Kenzo, the Harts will be one big happy family of 6. And my name is Bernice Chavez, and that is all the time I have today for entertainment. Now back to you.
Thanks, Bernice. And you may be isolated in your house, but your name might soon be on a rocket to Mars. NASA invited people from all over the world to take part in a Send Your Name to Mars campaign last year. Over 10.9 million people got on board. The names will head to the Red Planet this summer on the rover Perseverance. The rover will be used to make a way for more human exploration on Mars. It's expected to land in February 2021.
Did you hear the hail last night? With that wild storm behind us, we're ready for a change. Joel, what can we expect?
Well, we can expect a windy weekend. And for those of you who are just about to go into spring break, I have some great news. After this weekend, hopefully we will see the last of winter's last gasp. When it comes to our current temperatures, we have, right now, it's not that warm, but it is relatively cool. So we have light winds here on the coast with 61, and regardless of your location, the inlands, the mountains, or deserts, it's sunny and in the 50s. When it comes to our national forecast, on the other hand, we are lucky. Unlike the rest of the country, we are just still in a relatively low pressure, whereas most of the country, as you can see, especially on the east coast and the north part of the country, there are various types of rain, thunderstorms. So we're lucky when it comes to the forecast. We have no rain planned, aside from that unexpected thunderstorm last night, which was loud. And I say it was loud. Like, I could hear thunder, hail, rain, all happening like within an hour apart. So Hopefully, you are safe as most people are right now and the weather. But when it comes to our tonight's lows, it's going to be another cold night. So for most of the county, it'll be in the 40s. Here in San Diego, it's 49 degrees. But over in the mountains and the deserts, it'll be in the 30s. So, for example, in Mount Laguna, it's 31 degrees. That is the coldest. And the warmest will technically be the 50 degrees in Oceanside and Imperial Beach. As for our 5-day forecast, here are the good news. After this cold weekend, where we have a chance of showers on Sunday, we'll start to warm up on Monday with 69 degrees, partly cloudy. And then Tuesday, the sun is out again with a 73-degree high and 71 on Wednesday. So cheer up, San Diego. We're almost out of this cold. And that is all I have for weather. Back to you.
Thanks, Joel. We're looking forward to that. And finally, we end tonight on with some good news with our seniors making the most out of their isolation. Staff at the Paradise Village Retirement Community has residents up and moving. And the video is going viral. With a megaphone in hand, staff are coaching residents on the balconies to roll their shoulders, march in place, and stay positive.
That's the perfect end to our show, Jesus. That's all the news that we have for you tonight. We'll be taking next week off for spring break, but check out our Best of Newscene show on ITV Channel 16 on Friday at 6:30 in the evening. Thank you for watching and stay safe.